Yeah, I guess 6th in both bowls. So what do you think of where you guys are picked?
It's probably about where we should be, right? Based on our finish last year and the progression we made the year before to where we were last year, and having 17 returning starters, quite frankly, that's probably where we should be. We've got to continue to win football games to think we're going to move up that poll.
Yeah. What do you think it says about this league? The fact that you guys have seen a little bit of national attention in the polls, but then 6th in the league, 6th ranked teams.
Well, there's 6 ranked teams in the league, and so if there's 6 ranked teams in the national poll, someone's going to have to fall 1 through 6 on that.
Right.
Like I said, that's probably where we should be. One thing I'll say, and I've said this before, preseason rankings don't mean anything. They didn't last year. If you look at who finished top in the conference last year, they didn't finish top in the preseason poll. You got to go out and play good football in this league. You can go from the top to the bottom really fast, or vice versa. If you play good football, the teams are so equal in this league. Anybody can beat you if you're not ready to play.
I know we talked about it yesterday on the course extensively. I just heard you talking to Brandon about it too, but just the unbalanced scheduling of in the league. I've asked every single guy about it. There's all sorts of varying opinions of it, but what is your opinion of it? What's the solution?
Well, I would just like to see more regularity in what we're doing. Like I said, if we play every team twice in a 3-year span or something like that, just so that there's some consistency in a 3-year span, you're going to go to that school once and they're going to come to you once, or whatever that is. There just needs to be some consistency, some transparency on how we're doing it. You don't want to have to go to a team twice back to back. You know what I mean? You don't want to have to go and travel like that, or you don't want to have to go to California twice in a year if you don't have to. Whatever that is, I think that there's answers to it. We just need to get together. We got a lot of smart people in this conference to just figure out the best way to schedule that.
Yeah. Well, it's like Ernest was saying. He's been at Northern Colorado for 6 years now. He's only played Cal Poly once. It's like how did that happen? It's the unbalanced nature of it's weird.
Well, and that's what I'm saying is that shouldn't happen. There should be ways around that. I get that we want to create rivalries, but quite frankly, within a conference, the whole conference should be a rivalry in a way, and you just don't want to have to do that. To go 6 years with only playing a team once, that's not. You might as well not even be in the same conference.
Yeah, right. On that note, with the inevitable expansion of Idaho coming in the league, and then maybe some more expansion after that, what are your thoughts of expansion and how that might influence the aspect of scheduling?
Well, I think the bigger you get, the more issues you're going to have as far as that goes with scheduling. I don't know what the exact answer is. We're excited about Idaho coming in the league, and I think that they're going to continue to make the league stronger, which is crazy because the league's already so strong, but can you just keep adding and adding and adding and adding? Pretty soon you can. It becomes a logistical nightmare to do that. So, but again, those decisions are going to be made way above my head. So,
graduate transfers is a big talking point in college football right now. You've seen 2 very premier players in the Big Sky leave because of that. What do you think of that rule?
Well, I think there's got to be more strict rules enforced to that. It's not good to be able to develop a kid till a senior year, and right when you're going to get to see the best fruits of his labors, all of a sudden you lose him. I understand that a lot of those kids have earned the right to maybe look elsewhere or something like that, but I think that there's got to be some pretty strict rules placed upon those transfers, even after you graduate.
As a guy who spent a long time in the Pac-12, are you surprised that there's Pac-12 programs out there that are picking from the Big Sky to bolster their roster?
Well, yes and no. I mean, everyone's trying to get better.
Yeah.
And if there's an opportunity to take a Dakota Prue Cup or someone like that that's a great player, they're going to do it.
Yeah.
That's why I say there's got to be some kind of restriction placed upon what we're doing. Otherwise, why not just open it up for a free fall for everyone?
Right.
Like, you could transfer to any school, anywhere, within the conference, without of the conference, because that's what it's becoming for those guys. It's becoming a free-for-all.
Full cost of attendance, I know that's something that's not quite to this level yet, but if the dominoes start to fall, do you think it's something you guys will have to explore in order to stay competitive?
Yeah, I don't know where that's going to come. I mean, I think full cost of attendance is a great thing because it benefits the student athletes. If the programs could afford it, I think that's a great deal that I would like to do, but again, it's all going to come down to budgets. And I do believe that the conference has got to be uniform in what we're doing. If one team's going to do it, then we all do it, or no one does it unless everyone's on board.
Yep. Look around this room, and there's all sorts of new faces. You were a new guy a couple years ago, but now all of a sudden you have more tenure than almost half the guys in this room. What do you think of the addition of some of these new guys?
Well, I think Demario Warren's going to be outstanding. He was at Southern Utah. He was a big part of the reason why they were so successful down there. I know Coach Lamb loved him, pushed hard for him to get that job just because he's a great coach, and I think he'll be great. Jeff Choate and I go way back, and Jeff Choate's going to be a big-time coach at Montana State, and he's taken over a really good program and a program that's got great fan support and stuff like that. I think he'll do great things there. What it's doing is it's continuing to add to what this conference already is.
What's it like being at this event, representing your school at an event like this?
Us, man, it's so much fun, dude. Just to be around all the different players and talk to them off the field where we're not competing against each other. We're just hanging out and we can talk about the different coaches, the different things we like about our program and the different new players. And then outside of football, get to know each other. Like Alex Caressa learned he got a little baby girl. She's 13 months. So just learn stuff like that you don't get to usually hear about because you're not around them. So it's a really exciting time. And I think if any player gets the opportunity, should take advantage of it because it's really fun, really fun.
I talked to several of your guys over the last couple of years just about the culture change you guys have gone through under Coach Hill. But what about that change resulted in some of the successes you guys had a season ago in his second year?
Right, he just brought a belief factor to us. That we believe we can win football games now. At first it was kind of I hope we can go out here and compete against this team. They're pretty good. But now we're pretty good. We can go out there and beat them. So I think that's what Coach Hill brought. And it just took time for us to really buy into it. But I think now everyone's bought into that. Oh, we're a good team now. We can beat these teams. Like we went up and played against Montana, beat Montana. So played well against Eastern Washington. Didn't pull that one out, but played well. And so we believe we can do it against every team now. So it's exciting. Coach Hill brought excitement back to football for most of the players, and he's a good guy.
That confidence, is that going to be one of the key factors to your guys' success this year?
Yes, definitely. We got to keep that confidence level rolling. We got to build upon it. Now, I think we got to stay confident. I don't want us to get complacent. And I think that's another thing I don't want to get complacent with the success we had last year, the 6-5, which isn't enough. We want the Big Sky title. So I think confidence level is still going to be a big factor into winning football games because games are going to be close and you got to still have that confidence factor and belief that you can pull them out. And so I think we're going to have it. Our players will still believe it. They're here in the summer now. Whole team's here working out. So it should be a good year.
The linebacking group, Coach Hill says he thinks it's the best in the Big Sky. Do you feel like you guys have the potential to do that?
Yes, without a doubt. Without a doubt in my mind. We got Emmett Teller, one of the best players in the conference. Hands down, I believe he's one of the best players in the conference. Myself, and then we got Jerry Afalava stepping up, or a number of other guys. But I think us three could be a force in the conference, and I believe we can lead our defense and we can help our team to some W's. I think we could definitely be one of the best position groups in the conference.
And on the back end, you guys have had so much talent back there, and now those guys are starting to come of age as well. So how much of a factor will they play in your guys' success this next fall?
Oh, a lot, because the Big Sky Conference teams like to throw the ball around. So we know our secondary is going to be a big part of our success. We got Josh Burton back there, Mitch Tulane, and then we have this cornerback, Tre'Von Johnson, who I think is going to have a great year this year. He's working really hard this summer to prove that he's one of the best cornerbacks in the Big Sky, and I believe that. And so I think they're going to play a big role in our success because the Big Sky teams throw the ball, except Cal Poly. Right. They're the only team that the linebackers are mainly, okay, that's us. We got to stop them. But most of the time it's going to be our secondary that we're relying on to stop them from completing passes and allowing us to get to the quarterback. So they're going to be a big part in our success.
Your guys' run game has really started to come on strong. Being able to control the clock and keep the ball away, how much does that help you guys on the defensive side of the ball?
Great, because we get the rest. You know, as much as we come out with more energy. If we're just 3 and out, we're back on the field, we're going to be so dog tired. And I think that's what it was the past couple of years. Our offense can sustain a drive, but now I think we got to the point where they can move the ball up and down the field against any team now, and so it gives us the rest we need. I'm excited, man. It helps us a lot. It does help us a lot. And I believe in our offense. Our offense is going to be really good this year. Our running game with Trayshawn Garrett and Eric Wills leading a two-man attack is going to be good.
And the offensive line should be one of the best in the league too, right?
With Cam Young and Calvin Steiner too. They made, I think, the preseason. They are going to man the offensive line. The offensive line is probably one of our strongest positions on our team that people don't really know about, but it is one of our strongest positions on our team, and I'm excited to see how much they carry the offense because the offense relies on them, and they're going to carry us, I believe, far.
How about yourself personally? You came in as a safety, right?
Correct.
And so transitioning to linebacker, was it hard at first to embrace that new mentality of playing up inside the box and everything like that?
Well, I always liked to hit. I just rather just be a safety that just come down to hit. I never wanted to be the post guy, never. So when Coach Hill came in, had a sit down. We talked. And I was like, so Coach, what do you see my future in football at? And he told me, you could be a great outside linebacker. And I was like, well, let's do it. That's all it took of Coach Hill. I trust in Coach Hill's word and believe in everything he said. So he said I could be a great outside linebacker, so I took advantage of that. And it wasn't a really hard adjustment because when I did play safety, I played close to the box anyway. Mm-hmm. They didn't really have me back in the post anyway, so then I just moved inside the box.
Right. And
so it wasn't really that big of an adjustment. I'm glad I made the move, though, because it played out pretty well for me.
What are you going to school for?
Sales. Sales, yep.
Cool. Probably want to keep playing football as long as you can, though.
That's the plan. I got a couple teams that have contacted about me, so just pursue that as long as I can. Then eventually you got to give it up sometime, though. But I'm hoping not for a while.
Do you feel like you have the mentality and the ability to play at the next level?
I believe I do. I believe I'm strong enough, fast. I think I can move better than any linebacker with my speed and my size, and I'm physical. I think that's one thing at the NFL. They like guys who get physical. I think I'm physical. I'll go in there and blow it up. I don't have to make every tackle, but I'll go knock down every lineman for my next guy to go make a tackle. So I think that's going to help me. And then with me being as big as I am and moving the way I do, I think so it's going to give me a chance to get looks into the next level.
Just from talking to your guys for the last couple of years, you mentioned the confidence, and that comes through with almost every guy that I interview from Weber State each week. But do you feel like you guys still can embrace the underdog mentality? I mean, do you feel like you guys still have something to prove in this league?
Definitely. I think we do. But, I don't know if you saw the Sport News gave us the national ranking of 23rd, but we still feel like there was a low ranking because teams we beat got put higher than us still, like Montana's, the North Dakotas, and we beat them. So we feel like people still think that we're kind of it was like a fluke season. Let's see if they can do it again. So, we got to go out and show them that, that wasn't a one-time thing. Weber State is a program that's going to have to be a force to be reckoned with in this conference. I'm excited to get going. And because the city of Ogden deserve a winning program now. They've been through a lot of losing seasons, and it's time for us to bring back a title. And I believe we have the talent to do so.
What will be the key factor for you guys if you are to chase down a Big Sky title?
Turnovers. Offense not turning the ball over, and our defense getting turnovers. So that's one thing our defense didn't do a good job of last year. We didn't cause enough turnovers. SU, as you can see, went from one of the bottom teams to the top because they caused tons of turnovers. So that's a big statistic, and I think our defense needs to do the same thing if you want to take the next step to be one of the top teams in the conference. And we've this summer, this spring, we took steps towards doing that. Coach Hill drilled that into our head. Get turnovers. If you don't get turnovers, you're going to be punished. And so we've done it. Our offense have kept the ball. They haven't turned the ball over at all this spring. They were doing pretty good with that. So that's going to be the big factor, turnovers. If we can control the turnover margin, we should have some good wins coming our way.
No doubt.